Good day, Sacramento. I'm Dina Kupfer, and we are here at Save the Snakes this morning. It's a wonderful nonprofit here locally, and they do such great work throughout the year to make sure that the snake species, there's a lot of education. Okay, don't move. Just kidding. This is a fake one. We are going to hold a real one coming up, okay? We will. This is actually the king snake. We're going to learn all about that in just a moment. But did you know our state now has a state snake, and it is this one right here. The giant garter snake has just been dubbed the California state snake, and that just happened October 9th officially. The governor actually helped to sign that in to our state's history. So we are so excited to be here with Michael Starkey this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, yeah.
Okay, so first of all, what does this mean to have a state snake? And we don't actually have one here to look at.
No, we don't. So they're federally protected, right, and state protected. So that means they're in a species that needs a lot of conservation action. They're hard to find because they've lost so much of their habitat. So being the state symbol will actually help it to get a lot more attention. So it'll inspire many, many people to help want to save this snake.
Yes, and I want to show you actually, I'll grab one of these because since we couldn't have it here to show you today, you do have actually some of the snake skin to show. So tell me how this came to be.
Yeah, so this individual unfortunately was hit by a car. So a lot of snakes get run over. They're out basking on warm roads, and this giant garter snake is a small male. They can actually get up to 5 feet long, but it shows that brilliant that pattern, and so we got permission from state agencies to be able to keep this to show to schools and other kids and people all about this amazing snake.
Yeah, and as we look here, you'll notice that like racing stripe that's down the center, that's a very distinct part of the garter snake. So what does this mean for our school children? I mean, this is really going to be expansive with it becoming the state snake.
Yeah, and so most people might, kind of, another state symbol. California has over 50, but it's really important because in our school curriculum, up to 300 to 400,000 students every single year will learn about this snake. And that's important to inspire future conservationists to hopefully protect it in the future.
Yeah, and we also know that the males do not get as big as the females.
That's right. The females will get much larger, and they can get up to 5 feet long. They're the largest garter snake in the world.
Yes, I'm 5 feet long. I am not taller than most males. But also, we want to talk about what they eat, because somebody might see one of these when they're walking around, maybe the wetlands here in Northern California in the Central Valley. So what are they looking for to keep themselves fed?
So these snakes are pretty much only found in wetlands or rice agriculture. And so that's really important. So if you drive over from Sacramento to Davis, go over the causeway, you see all that rice in the summer, that is prime giant garter snake habitat. And we worked with actually Senator Roger Niello and the California Rice Commission to make this the state snake. And so it was a partnership of groups, because if you commit to protecting rice, you'll actually help this snake in the long run.
They like fish and frogs, right? Yes, they do. Okay, so you're holding a king snake right now. So coming up in the next half hour, we're going to learn much more about the other snakes that you will see here in California. Tell you what not to be fearful of. I know, friends, snakes are a little bit, spooky on the surface, but most of them, they're just trying to eat. Aren't we all? All right, Michael Starkey, stick with us in the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to tell you more about the king snake and also a gopher snake. And maybe I'll hold a real one, not a stuffed one, coming up.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Dina.
Thank you, Dina.
And good day, Sacramento. We are here with Save the Snakes this morning, a wonderful nonprofit organization. And this, my friends, is Pacific, the gopher snake. And you can see here, so friendly, so beautiful, not harmful at all. I know it's Halloween season, and we're talking a lot about spooky season. But this guy, there's nothing to be scared about. And it is a male, by the way, we found out. So coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to tell you more about the California giant garter snake, how it's just been dubbed as the state snake. Hello, mister. You're getting a little close, aren't you? And also what you need to know as the weather is getting cooler. You may see some of these snakes in and around your property. We need to, know what the rattlesnake is in comparison to some of the others. And there are easy ways to tell.
I'm impressed with your ability to snuggle up next to this snake. Is this usually, you're usually okay with this? Or is this more for television? You tend to do
it just doesn't bother me, really, truly. I feel like there's such a stigma around snakes.
Yeah, that's why.
Hi, where are you going? But truly, the only snake you need to be worried about in the entire state is the rattlesnake. And this guy is not that. So there's nothing to be worried about. So we're going to talk more. Oh. I mean, I don't know if I'm ready to kiss the snake, but he's getting real close to my lippy lips.
You should see everybody's faces right now in the studio. All right, you have fun with that, girl. You have fun. We'll see you in just a little bit. All right.
Oh, hello, Pacific. Hello, how are you? Yes, it's good to meet you. It's good to have you here. Hello. Good day, Sacramento. I'm Dina. We are here with Save the Snakes, a wonderful nonprofit organization, and they do great work across the state to make sure that you are not only up to speed with the types of snakes that we have in our area, but also conservation and education. So this is Pacific. This is a gopher snake, not to be confused with a rattlesnake, which we want to show you. They have plenty of those. We're not bringing them out of their cages today, but we want to help you understand the difference between these two snakes. There are ways to tell. We have Michael Starkey here, who founded this organization back in 2017. So first, good morning to you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course. It's so great to be here.
And who do you have with you?
So we have Indy here, who is a California king snake. Okay. And so despite their name, they're actually found throughout the western states. But you can find them in Sacramento, gopher snakes and rattlesnakes, depending on where you live. So it's a good time to be snake aware because snakes are looking to sleep this time of year.
Yes.
Really important to be vigilant.
Absolutely. Okay, so we obviously have a couple of different snakes. Not harmful, by the way, which is why we're holding, okay? But the rattlesnake is, in fact, harmful if it actually gets its venom into you.
Yeah, so, and again, that venom's not meant for us, right? They use that to get their prey. But unfortunately, to defend themselves, well, accidents can happen.
Yeah.
And so it's really important, if you see rattlesnakes, to be extra careful. And if you're bitten, you got to go to a hospital and get anti-venom.
Yes. Okay, so let's look at the rattlesnake. We want to show you some of the distinct differences that you're going to notice. The rattlesnake, often confused with the one I'm holding, the gopher snake. Tell me what some of the subtle differences are between these two.
Yeah, so the rattlesnake has that like spade-shaped head, triangular-shaped head. They have that kind of almost dragon skin, and they have the rattle. Where the gopher snake is a little bit glossier skin. Obviously, it has a thin tail. You know, it's not. Once you get to see more and more of them, you start to pick out those differences.
Yeah.
But it can still be confusing.
Yeah.
And so luckily there's a lot of great resources online, especially like iNaturalist, where you can actually have an app on your phone that can tell you what snake you're looking at.
Yeah, and truly, the only snake in California that can harm you is the rattlesnake, but they are frequently found in places where people live. Obviously, if you live near open space, when people are out on hikes, what should someone do if they encounter a rattlesnake and they do happen to get bitten? Because if that happens, it can be serious.
Absolutely. So if you see a snake in general out on the trail or at the home, it's important to give it space. But in that circumstance where a bite does happen with a rattlesnake, it's just really important to have emergency services come to you, call 911. And then they'll actually help you with the steps that you need to take. Yeah. It's not like a John Wayne movie. You don't suck out the venom, do a tourniquet. No. All those things can be really harmful. Yeah. It's just important to call 911. And they will guide you through the process. Okay, or you can learn on SaveTheSnakes.org about what to do in case of a snake bite.
Okay, and then also if you happen to have a snake maybe on your property, in your business, they like to go in warehouses this time of year. Maybe they get too cold, they want to go get warm. Mm-hmm. Oh, hi. And Pacific is like, I want to be on camera more. Talk about the gopher snake. But if someone sees a rattlesnake in and around their home, their property, what should they do? Yeah,
so especially around like wood piles, foundations of homes, underneath things, snakes are going to be looking for a place to sleep. And so if you find one on your property, it's really important, maybe to call a professional snake wrangler or call 311, and they'll connect you to animal control.
Okay, how can people get a hold of Save the Snakes if they want to help contribute, learn more, all the education you guys provide? It's so great.
So we're a community-run organization. Just visit SaveTheSnakes.org.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. We got to send it back to you all. But again, see, Pacific, we've been hanging out. And look, Ashley and John, nothing to be scared about.
Yeah,
there's the tail.
I think
there's the face. Remember, he's a little glossier than the rattlesnakes. That's why he knows a gopher.
Your calmness is reassuring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Especially
Truly,
sitting here, and you're there.
Exactly.
We're very reassured sitting here.